Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. What a week it has been. Gives COVID to everyone. Great. Cool. Love it. And my apple slicer's broken. The worst. The Dobbs household is recovering. How about them apples? Welcome in to Mac, Theron, Willow, and GQ, and Al. No returns, no refunds. Yeah, it's been a bit of a week. Start of school, everyone getting sick, fun stuff. But amidst it all, we are still programming. We're still building this system. It's gonna happen. Whee! All right. Let's take a look. Here's what I got. It's not done, but this is the idea. Is that different modules, different badges have a shape. We are probably going to simplify it pretty significantly. The art is very placeholder. Maybe rotations will be allowed. Rotations will be allowed if we're keeping the shapes fairly simple. We are not going to scale up the badge value from Thousand Year Door and Bug Fables. The established value, we're going to try and stay true to that, which is roughly one badge point is roughly equivalent to one max HP increase or one mana increase. And then most moves will be worth about 2 to 3 badge points, module points. Module slots? I don't know. We'll come up with something catchy. So I have found a way to retool the same logic for the combat move selector, so that we can throw that into the pause menu. I've added some new flags so we can tell it whether or not it's active, so that when we select it, it stops moving a cursor around. And then you'll choose a spot, and as long as there's available spaces in all the slots, then it'll click into place, and then that'll be active. All your favorite tabs, no options. You got tab 1, you got tab 2. Oh, and also, here's what I got for it's not perfect because of this, but you know, yeah. Not hard to do, actually. Now we just got to figure out how to get this stuff to behave. That's just a debug option right now. I've just got a function of change to next tab. Later on, it's going to be you actually move the cursor up to the top, and then, or maybe a ZL, ZR kind of thing. The classics. So the next thing I guess one thing I need to do is figure out this. A field enemy like a thief, but he sneaks an item into your inventory. That would be pretty awful. I think we can play with the badge system a little bit in the same way that Thousand Year Door did. Chapter 1000 Year Door gives you an optional badge that just changes the sound effects of your attacks, but they heavily hint that the boss of Chapter 1 does not like such and such sound. And so if you happen to be wearing that badge, then the boss gets a major debuff that makes him basically free. So I've got some ideas of playing with the module system for overworld stuff in a way that, you know, would make it more viable. Like, you know, this normally doesn't do anything, but it makes these fights significantly easier. So we'll look at that at some point. What's the Z index on this? Why is it so up? Oh, I guess probably the easier way to find out would be pull in the remote view here and look at the pause menu, container, modules, panel, item backdrop 2, combat menu. What is the deal with the visibility? It's at Z index 30. I mean, that is pretty high. So we can change that. A budge. But see, we're trying to steer clear of any badge nomenclature where possible. These are distinct entities, legally distinct non-badges. I guess what we need is when we're setting the Z index here. Yeah, let's set this to 40 for the top. I said badge a million times. No. Legally distinct module. Autocorrect. I don't remember who it was. I think it was in Germ's YouTube stream yesterday where someone was complaining about autocorrect while misspelling autocorrect. And that tickled me in a very particular way. Wudo correct. Wudo. All right. So we're going to be able to check for whether or not you are overlapping when you are trying to place a module that you're holding. And also, maybe held modules should kind of have some kind of little floaty animation, you know? Like, can we do that? Of course we can. I mean, obviously we can. Should we do that? Well, are we going to do that? Yeah. Let's see here. We're gonna add an animation player here. We're gonna make sure to on-ready it. Someone comes up and says, no. I thought you were talking about the secret cat for a little bit, and I got worried. It's like, wait, what? Did it happen? Tonight of all nights? No, it did not. I guess what we'll do is we'll just animate float. And it will just be the scale of it. And we'll just go up to just barely, right? Loop it, make sure it loops, float. If is held, if animation player dot current animation equals none, Then player.play float. If we're not held, is there like a stop? Yeah, stop. And scale equals 1 vector 2.1. Okay. I think that works. Oh, and then I actually have to set that is held property somewhere, huh? All right, so when you grab a module, handle module tab. Oh, I guess that's got to be on select is when you. Yeah, here we go. No, maybe here. Here's where you select it. Held module dot is held equals true. And when you cancel, we're going to attempt return module, where we're going to say not held. Let's try picking one out. Okay, that's reasonable. It's a little weird because it's centered here, but I think it'll kind of work. I think that's fine. Especially if we add rotation, then it would otherwise be a bit of a mess. Okay, so that's fine. All right, now when you place a module, we have to check to see is there anything under it, and that is a little bit painful. So first off, they did a bad job. No, maybe it's just a bad game. Maybe that's why nobody's making that game. Maybe it's a bad game. Could it be game bad? Module instance has a module type, which has a shape, and that's an array of numbers. Thank you for the follow there. So that's an array of arrays. So better visualization would be it's a matrix. It's a something by something matrix. Ones represent where there is a block. Zeros represent where there is no block. Let's make it a stick lady shooting hard arrows at stickmen. And if she wins, she gets a new hat. Each level is 20 seconds. Hats! Hats, though. Can't go wrong with hats. Hats are in. All right, let's see here. So we need to look at each of these coordinates and compare that against the corresponding coordinates on the grid. Some of the string the other night. I appreciate. Oh, nice! Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Always welcome to hang out and lurk. The more the merrier. All right, let's loop over this for module row. Let's mod row X in shape dot size. So give me row 0, row 1, row 2. Good old digital paper. Snail is feeling himself today, I'll say. Mod row Y in in shape sub mod row x dot size. Okay, so this should give us x and y as an index across this matrix. So we'll have 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, extended as far as the matrix is wide. So it could go to 2, 3, 4, as many spaces as we have. For each of those, first we need to only continue if we have a 1 in the shape of the actual module. Is module block is true if shape sub mod row y. Yep, because we're indexing y first to grab the matrix, to grab the array within the matrix, and then mod row x. If it's a 1, then that is a block, part of our tetronymo or square or whatever else. You try it out. If it's not a module block, then we can just jump out of this part of the loop. Continue, ignore. So if we're at this point, we're at one of those red circles. Now, let's check the grid value. We need the grid to be a, for the grid to have a, is there an easier way to do this? Is there an easier way to do this? There might be. I can think of an easier way to do this. It's not the prettiest, but it's a little bit easier to keep in our heads. Yeah. Let me make sure. Let me check the Godot vector 2 documentation. I want to check the equality operator on this. Equals. Okay, just checks if the vector's values are equal. Perfect. Mario Party. Mario Party. Always bet on Bomberman. So one thing we could do is, instead of this, let's have our instance. Include a function. Get slots, and it's going to return an array of vector 2s. And it's similarly going to do this right here, mod row stuff. Array of vector 2s. Start as an empty array, and if is module block, then append a vector 2 of mod row x plus our current, it's going to be our current grid position. Here we go. And grid position plus mod row x, mod row y. And that's it. So we're going to get the slots, and it's just going to be a list of locations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a list of locations from the shape in question, and I'm also going to grab a list of locations of all the shapes that are already on the board. I'm going to make sure there's no overlap. If there's overlap, you can't put one there. Then also, I have to make sure that there's space on the grid, like there's actually an open slot there, and you're not like on top of a blank area where there is no slot. Going ham? Misery more. Oh, Al went for it. Al went for the kill shot there. All right, so now we got get slots. Proposed equals held module dot get slots. The next thing we need is used slots, and we need empty spaces, which is going to be a also an array of vector 2. So we don't need this. All right, existing modules in the grid. How can we grab those? The mod inventory does not include... No. Well, kind of. Turtle Rock. Oh no. The gloves are off now. Autocorrect disabled. It would be nice to have a list of these objects. When we create a mod instance, what do we do with it? Is there somewhere, something I can, yeah, we initialize it, and when you select it, we create one without placing it down, so that's noteworthy. Where do they get added to? Module arrange container. Well, that's not going to work, is it? Because that's the item backdrop node 2D. Oh, no, maybe that... Well, no. Well, hang on. Let's find out. What does that include? Item backdrop node 2D on the pause menu. Yeah, that also includes all the empty slots, so that's not a way to do it. I mean, maybe we could do it. But it does include, like, the unplaced ones as well. Like the held ones, but maybe that's okay. Maybe we can just factor that in. So let's just grab everything from this container and then filter it down accordingly. Sure. Filter. What is the method for this? All right, hold on. Godot. Check if has method. Has method. That might work. I'm okay with that. And then we'll just see, does it have get slots? And not held. Okay, that should be our... Well, you know what? We might be able to one-liner this. I don't think that's the best idea, but I think we could. Okay, so let's do this. Get children, slash, pull it over to the next line, slash, pull it over to the next line. Bit of an ugly function. Return a dot get slot. Oh, wait. Is there a flat map? Godot flat map. You know what I want, Godot. You know what I want. Flat. Dang it. See, this is going to be an array of arrays. Great cat. Something stone. That's a big one. Godot flatten array. Is there a good way to do that? That's not great. There's not a built-in for that. Really surprised, but do we have a utility class as an auto load? Not yet. I think it's time to add one. Utility class. Flatten array. Takes an array of type variant. We can't do that, can we? No, we can't. Takes an array, returns an array of something. All right, so what we do is ret equals array for sub array in array, ret dot append array sub array, and then return it. Make this an auto load. So that we can do utility.flattenArray now. All right, there we go. That should give us the list of used slots. And then I'm going to print used slots just to make sure that is working. And I'm also going to print proposed to make sure that's working. So let's actually... Okay, that works already. That should already work. When I pause it, bring up this and I try to place it, we should go ahead and get an error. Get slots failed. Interesting. Invalid index get 1. So that's uncertain if this or this failed on this. Did I get these wrong? Yes. I did get these wrong. Mod row Y should be first. All right, try again. Failure again, but different spot. Right. It doesn't like typing these. It doesn't like these being typed arrays ever. Not a fan of that. All right, there we go. We got print. Okay, let's check. It lists our proposed spots as 5-0 and 5-1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-0 and 5-1. That's correct. And then our use spaces as 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, and 0-2. Perfect. Beautiful. That gives us the data we need. That goose. He's so loose. Empty spaces. So this one's a little bit trickier. So this is... That's a good sound. Hi, Dupu. Oh man, that run today. he forgot Cape Kill. He was leaning too hard into the bit. You were barely there. Amazing run up until SMW, wherein Dupu just blanked on Bowser, and it was bad. He died to Bowser. He lost his train of thought or something. I can make guesses because I've had similar things happen when doing completely different tasks, but just suddenly it was gone, and then he just ran up into the air way too early, lost his cape to Bowser, got hit again, so didn't even finish the Bowser fight, and then had to go back, get another feather, do all the castle again. Yeah. The SMB3 is getting a lot more consistent. I feel like SMB3, although it's like such a freebie in the Mario Hour, it has presented some unique challenges over the course of runs. He's got the Mario brain. What does my module... Here we go, modules.grid. GameManager.stats.module.grid. Modules. Yeah, 1.1 has gotten really clean. I feel like 1.2 is like struggling now, just by comparison. Everything else has gotten so much better. Fire Flower grab in the tank battalion. Silk song. Is there a way to get a... I'm scared to death about trying to clone an array. Game Manager. Stats.modules.grid. Okay, so we used it there. Okay, so we should only read from empty spaces if we can manage. Okay, so all we gotta do to compare is for slot in proposed, if used slots dot has slot, then slot taken. If empty spaces, if empty spaces does not have slot, then that's also a failure with no slot here. And that shouldn't come up as much. Chrono Trigger remaster. Didn't they already remaster Chrono Trigger, or was that just a re-release? No, they did. They did a DS one, like original DS, didn't they? Is valid place equals true by default, but either of these conditions will say that will create a false situation. All right, so if it's not a valid place, just return. Maybe we'll play a little kind of sound or something. All right, but if it is a valid place, then we have a lot of work to do. It's short. Short, you did it. He did. Yes, he did. It was a beautiful pop off. It was a magical moment. I went back and watched it in syndication. But oh my gosh, it was incredibly good. It was like, was it 500 hours for Grandmaster Lobby, I think it was? And 75,000 deaths on Grandmaster Heartside. It was a lot. And that was, I think, 30 days of attempts. No reaction from Short. Well, he's dead. It's just air escaping at this point. I do not see it. If it's a valid place, then we need to actually plop it there. That means we need to actually put it in the How do I get this? Okay, we can get it from the menu. The module menu. Select index. What is it? What do we call it? What does this menu have? No, it's the base menu, isn't it? What's the selection index? Current select index. That's the one. That's the guy. All right, so we're gonna take our mod inv. We're not even using this. Get rid of that. Get rid of that one. Modules dot list sub index. That's our mod object, our module object. And now we can start setting some values on that. So this is our list of actually every module that is equipped or unequipped and where it is in the grid. So when we do this, when we set it down, we're gonna set x equal to, what would this be? Held module dot grid position dot x. Copy for Y. Is active, yes. And then held module is now null. I'm gonna try it as Dupu. Dog. Everyone's a dog now. It's the 2010s, guys. Everyone's a dog now. It is not, in fact, the 2010s. Everyone's apparently a cat in GermDub's Discord. That's the latest trend, apparently. Get rid of that pass. All right, so we attempt to place a module. What else happens on return module? Oh, we set the is held. Well, we're getting rid of that, so it's okay. Well, no, we do need to set that to no longer held. And menu unlocked. For now. We'll see. All right, let's see if we can plop one down here. Nope. Apparently not. It is not going down. As long as there's no French dogs. A woof. A woof. Why isn't it letting me get back into the menu when that happens? Is this being called? Test 2 is being called. But not test 1. Ooh, interesting. Not a valid place. Why would that not be considered a valid place? Okay, see that's fine. That should be valid. I think what we can do very easily is print. Okay, what slot are you complaining about? Print what the use slot is, or if it's a problem with empty spaces. Empty spaces, apparently. Give me the empty space. Give me the list of empty spaces. Oh. I see, because I never actually set that up. Okay, you got me there. For grid row, Y, in grid. That size. Grid row Y dot size. Grid val equals that grid row Y subgrid row X. Oh, thanks, Short. It's coming together. If grid val equals 0 for empty slot, then empty spaces dot append vector 2 of grid row X, comma grid row Y. That should work. Nope, close. Int and string. Ah, it's not text 0, it's literally the number 0. Oh, there we go. Okay, we have infinite, but... All right. Okay. And you can't do it here, can't do it here. Yeah, cool. Hey, Hudson. All right, so we're getting there. Make Wiggler squirm. A good one. I should actually check if battles are still working. I've broken a lot of stuff lately. That's fine. It's a good one. It's a good one. I feel like SMB 3 did it probably best. I know 64 did, you know, it tried. I guess, was it like every Mario game after, like if you exclude Super Mario World? Then it was like SMB 3 did it, 64 did it. One of the galaxies did it, but I don't know if both of them did it. Actually, I guess I'm not even sure if either of them did it, now that I think about it. I could very easily be confusing it with something else. Okay, see, that's not good. He's not supposed to do that. I had to recently I changed the way that the entity actors are positioned so that the center of the actor is at their feet. Like that is the location of 0, 0. Earlier it was like just some random spot. And this makes it a lot easier to calculate things like, okay, where's the top of the sprite, where's the bottom of the sprite, just by having everything zeroed out. So that's got to be on my checklist of when I'm making new enemies. Make sure that the actual object is at 0, 0. Clear out the transform. Okay, so when we are doing this thing here, is this what's happening? Is that why it's jumping back into this? When I place one down, yes, that is what is causing it to create a new one, which we don't want. So, actually, the easiest way to solve that is once I grab it from the list, I should disable it from the selection index. What's our easiest way of doing that on our combat menu? We have our list of selectables, right? Where even does that exist? Ooh, interesting. Base menu doesn't actually have it. It's specifically in the combat menu is where we keep our list of selections. So when we're iterating through things, yeah, item container dot get children and then item selected. So we'd want a is disabled for the item, for the actual item. That's weirdly tricky, I guess. Huh. I guess up until this point, we haven't ever needed to enable or disable a menu item while it is still in effect. So we're going to have to make a little bit of a change to that system because we kind of repurposed the combat menu for this menu here. And so we need a way that when you grab it, as soon as you place it, we want to disable the item. So let's see here. Do we have a good way? We can set. We could just have a function. Set enable flag index as an integer, and all that's going to do is actually set enable flag on current item. Just take the currently selected item. New value. That is enabled. And set is enabled? Is that what we called that? Item.disabled. Is that so? No, we got a set is disabled flag right here. There we go. Okay, so back in our pause menu, when you place a module, we're going to immediately disable the current item. Yep, like that. Boom. Perfect. And then you're back in here. You can grab another one. You can try to place it. Oops, doesn't work. What's a good... I'm trying to think, is there a good animation we can do that doesn't involve the position of things? For kind of a... rotate, wiggle, wobble it, just wobble it. Let's go ahead and make that for when you can't place the item down. So that's going to be our pause menu code, our module instance, animation float. Let's add a new one called wobble. Beautiful. Make it cubic. Do not make it loop. Value just a little bit, just 10 degrees is fine. No looping. And on the module instance code, we're just going to add a function called wobble. And that's just going to say animation player, play wobble, and then, what is it, Q? On, what is it? Animation set next? No, that's not. It is like animation Q or something. Might be in the mixer. Next. Q. Q's an animation once the current one is done. Okay, so Q, float after that. All right, so when you try to set down a module and it doesn't work, wobble it. Let's see if that works. A little slow. But it's the right idea. But it's very, very slow. It's fine. Yeah, if we give it the little sound effect, that's a little better. Okay, that's fine. And then we can, yeah, we can place them. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. Sound effects are going to be a whole thing. There is apparently like some new-ish system, maybe in Godot 4, that you want to use. You want to use one thing for music and another thing for sound effects. Sound effects should be fun. There's one thing I want to avoid, and I know I'm holding Bug Fables as like a great example of a Paper Mario indie game done right. A lot of the sound effects are unfortunately quite obviously some guy going whoosh, and I want to avoid that. You know, I want it to be, I want the game to have a lot of heart, but still be a very clean looking product. Like, that it's obvious that a lot of effort was put forth. That's all. We need to unequip badges. So professional, so crisp. Yeah. Okay, when you press left from this menu, I want it to bring your cursor over here, or no, I want you to have a different cursor. I want you to move into this area with some kind of new cursor that, I don't know, somehow indicates where you're pointing. Just hire a whole Foley studio. Sure. Yeah, that seems very doable. Look at the icons we've got here. I've got a little cursor icon I could use temporarily. Should be within scope? Oh, definitely. Definitely. Easy peasy. All right. So in this... Oh, something else I want to check real quick. When I change tabs now... Okay, good. The menu is sufficiently behind everything. All right, I need to add a child node for the cursor. It's going to be a sprite 2D. We're going to call that module cursor. Welcome in, Cherry. Module cursor is going to have a relatively high Z index, which is to say I'm going to bump it up by 1 from its parent, just to make sure it's above the modules that get added under here as well. It's going to use these icons here, but just a region of them. That one right there. Temporarily, this is going to be the cursor we use. Okay. Oh, this is going to be a big chunk here. Hope you guys are ready. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and check in the changes we've made so far. Place modules is the change. Everyone's very greetful here. I love it. All right, on ready. Module cursor. Nope, whoops. Control-Shift-C. I thought that would do it. Is that not it? Control-Shift-C. Copy path. All right. Well, hang on now. When I select it, Control-Shift-C. Okay, that time it did it. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't clicking hard enough. Hello, hi, howdy, yo. All right. All right, let's collapse some of these here. Is there a collapse all folding? Fold all. All right. On handling the module tab, if held module, or if the menu is active, or is not locked, I think is what we called it. Yes. Module cursor dot visible only if no module is held and the module menu is locked. All right, when you are on the module menu and you press left, then we are switching over to module selection mode, where I want your selector over on the left panel. To do that, which is you don't have a held module. And input direction dot x equals 0, and input dot direction dot y is dot x is less than 0 and y is 0. Then we want to go over and navigate into that big block of fancy module things. So if we do that, then before I forget, I did this on a different, I did this for the menu item stuff of, like in the combat menu, if you hold down up or hold down down, then after a bit, it keeps, I want to implement a similar thing here. Probably move it, once I figure it out, maybe make it more generic and move it into its own utility class. That's it exactly, Al, thank you. There I go, straight through the star door. If you press left, then lock the menu. And Yeah, and then now we're over here. In somewhere. Okay. Huh. Well, that worked at least, but what's going on here? Why, what? Why is that there? Did something bad happen? Modules, panel. Like, why did that happen? Why is it wanting to go here? What's our grid offset? Maybe. I think I know what's going on there. Not 100% sure what's going on there. But the presence of this module cursor has thrown things into disarray. It's the slot. It's the arrange container here. Add child. Get child 0 is presumably the first slot, but it's not the first slot. All right, easy fix. First slot being the item here. There we go. I think that's it. There we go. Okay. Whew. Okay, good. We move left and then we're in. Maybe we'll add something for moving right later. But now, once you move into this, we need to have a grid position for the cursor. Module cursor, cursor, grid position. We're gonna use a vector too, but it doesn't correspond to like pixels. It's corresponding to cell number. Module cursor. Yeah, here we go. Dot position. Lerp. We're gonna do a little lerp. Towards grid position times 70 pixels plus grid offset. Yep, perfect. There was a Pokemon. There was a Pokemon. It did exist. This should probably do some kind of hovering, but I'm not super concerned with it yet. This is a placeholder. All right. If the cursor is visible, then let's look at that input direction. Actually, that's another thing. this input direction processing here. No, it's good. It's good. Okay, it'll only be 0 or -1. So we don't have to worry about this. In fact, save a heck of a lot of space here. Boom. All right. Cursor grid position plus equals input direction, and also then we have to loop. It was Wigglytuff. If cursor grid position, do we want to loop or? It's fine. If the Y position is less than 0, which I think means top, then cursor grid position, let's put that into here, equals, suddenly we have to look at the module grid dot size -1. That's all we're gonna do for now, is can we move around and can we loop up to the top? No. Int and vector 2. What? Oh, cursor grid position dot Y. Okay, that's fair. But why did it start at? Oh, I know why it did. All right. Move that after here. There we go. Nice. Okay, but we have no limits otherwise, which is less than ideal. Let's see. Do we loop going left? Could be nice. Let's just not allow going less than 0 for now. Just temporarily. We're still figuring this out. Mario's enemies, the Roy one. Oh, I know what it is. Yeah. Good try, Dooku. Cooper Troopers. Come on. And if we're greater than... Actually, you know what we should just do is just clamp it for now. No, because I think looping is fine. If we hit the bottom, yeah, just set it back to 0. And if x is greater than number in grid, then we do something goofy, which is we unlock the module menu. Set it back to 0, unlock module menu, and continue. Nice. Okay. It doesn't reset. Actually, it loops back around, so it'll be here anyway. It's silly, but... Actually, we should probably set it to... lock it. And yeah, cursor grid position dot x. Go ahead and set it to that. That's fine. And set y equal to 0 for now. Oh, actually, change which side we're on for this. If input direction dot x is, if we're going left, move it to the right side of the board. And if we're going right, move to the left side of the board. And yeah, if we go over the edge here, okay, so next we need a input direction does not equal 0. I don't like the lerping. In this case. So when we unlock what do we need to do here? Maybe this? No. All right, undo that. Bring this back here. But temporarily, maybe. Let's have this target position. Let's set it equal to this immediately. Soul Torch. It still didn't set immediately. On the left and right for some reason. That's weird. That's weird, right? Module cursor dot position should immediately set to... Oh, but the position hasn't been set yet. Okay, that's fair. Much better. Okay, so now we have positions. All right, we can loop around our menu here. Okay. Next step. We want to be able to target an item and select it. Start holding it. Take it out of the grid and start holding it. Okay. Okay, so that's if we don't have... let's make this a function, maybe? For the modules is we're going to have create mod instance, function, try grab module. Do that if we don't have a module held and mod menu if module menu dot is locked and input direction is nothing. We're not moving in any direction. Then try and grab a module. Oh wait, and pressed. And action pressed. Then try to grab a module. What does that look like? Well, it's going to be similar to when we try to place a module. We can grab the used slots and grab all of the things that are not held. And then for each one, get the corresponding slots and see if it matches the slot we're on. Module instances equals this. Red coins of. Really the Bomberman of shrines. I should put all the Tears of the Kingdom shrines in the minigame system. How would that feel? How do we feel about that? I'm still tempted to put every single Mario Odyssey moon, because there's like 900 of them. Oh yeah, they're completely incomprehensible. It's wonderful. Make that the new secret, the like lesser secret cat that's got like a 5% chance to show up. So it still happens occasionally, and it's just awful every time. Let's see here. For module in module instances. Slots equals module dot get slots. Get the slots. The vector 2s. If one of those slots is the same as the position we are currently in with our cursor, then, ooh, we can grab it. What does that look like? Ooh. Well, the held module becomes module. We can fall out of the function immediately. Set the property is held to true. And also, I guess, take it out of here. Ooh. The secret cat should be added as a secret cat. That's already in there. It just has a ridiculously low weight. Module instance, does it? Yes, it does have a mod inventory index. Perfect. Good. Good. Module object is in our list of modules that we own. Just a pipe dream. Okay, so we already have been setting the X and Y position. That can stay, but we have to set is active equal to false now. Because it's no longer equipped once you do that. It is now held. Is there anything else that needs to be done at that point? Ooh, maybe. We may need to update our menu selection. Menu selection index. I don't know that we can directly interface with that yet. We set... Okay, so it's now held. Okay, so I think we might be able to set it directly. We're gonna try to. Menu current select index equals the mod inventory index. And I guess we also need to set the flag on it. To true, because it's now available again. All right, let's see what happens. Oh my gosh. Did it just work right away? I guess it did. Well, look at that. We got to all our modules, all our systems are go. Okay. So this is still an issue. That we have no penalty for going all over the place. I guess the simple way to block it is say, as long as at least one cell is on top of an open one, then it's all cool. Oh, what happens if I cancel? Oops, not that. What happens if I cancel? Then it just gets unequipped. That may or may not be ideal. Charge and chuck, not quite. I know, so this has been like spending the whole evening doing this and also yesterday evening doing this system and technically even starting it the evening before. No guarantee this is actually making it into the game, which hurts, but we just don't know at this point if it's gonna be worth it. Okay, moving a held module around. That should just be move it. Okay, on the attempt placement, we can check for the empty spaces. All right, so let's just get empty mod slots. Let's just make that a function real quick. Okay. And now we can do this. When you move a module, grab its new slots. Do we have array.all? Check the documentation. Array.all, yes. Oh, interesting. Huh. That one was also probably just grabbed off of a wiki. We'd have to check the S&W credits. All right. If all proposed... No. If any proposed slots... No, it's got to be if all proposed slots are not... Okay. Okay, so I have a single position S. I want to see, does empty spaces has S? Do all of them not have an empty space? And if so, undo this. Don't move it. Does this work? Grab it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, that's a little bit weird. Now, the reason I'm letting you overlap empty spaces at all, for now at least, is this possibility right here in the middle. This is something that we might expand on, is having awkward positions to work around when assigning locations for the equipment. So we'll see if that's going to be a thing or not. But that's technically working. And now we can create badge functionality. Oh. All right. So a lot to do there. First off, enable module. I don't know what the signature that's going to be, and disable module. So when you place a module, yeah, here we go. Not the menu. The held module is an instance. Oh, interesting. Then yeah, that could be just a fail. Actually, there was that one Strawberry Jam map as well that had some kind of weird typo. That's what you get for just copy pasting Wikidata. Hope you've learned your lesson, me. We're gonna pass it in here as a mod object. Should I pass in the name of it? Because it's really the type I'm interested in. And it's just a name here. So yeah, I probably... I mean, I could... Yeah, let's pass in the name. Module name. All right, so we enable it when you place it. And if you try to grab it, then we disable it. All right, so we need to go over to our... Okay, we can actually close some tabs now of the scripts, which is nice. All right, module directory. Okay, so here's how I'm defining modules right now. It's very bare bones. It's a lot of E. Let's get a little more specific with it. I think we're gonna get a little creative with the names. Like, it's not gonna be HP plus. It's gonna be like armor plating or something. You know, something that's like, okay, this is a thing you are attaching to the robot. This is an actual add-on to Dabble. Armor plating sounds more like it's defense plus, reducing damage. This is like a hull upgrade. Exoframe. Reinforced frame. Okay. Badges are going to have a few different ways they can work. Some badges just unlock a move, and that's it. In which case, we can represent them like this. I'm doing a lot of indexing on name. The reason for that is I found that GDScript is not super good at it doesn't make it super easy to key in to other class properties. So instead, I'm just giving it strings and just remembering not to change the keys unless I'm changing something else somewhere else. Download more RAM. So one thing it's going to do is enable or disable a move. In which case, I don't have to do anything when you equip or unequip it. All I have to do is when a battle starts and you select attack, when I'm reading the list of when I'm grabbing the list of moves, I can change it. I can grab these ones that are equipped as well. So that's one thing. That's one way we'll do it. The other thing we'll do is actual stat changes. And for that, I do need an on-equip function. Which will be along the lines of game manager dot stats dot player HP. Let's build a function on the pool class for this. A stat pool in this case is something like HP or mana, whatever you want to call it. But it's something that is something current out of max. And it handles the clamping. It makes sure that, okay, the value never goes below 0, never goes above maximum. We have change value for when we add HP or take away HP or add mana, take away mana. We're going to add a new function for adjust max, adjust total, adjust, let's say adjust max. Cause yeah, I think the way it works in Thousand Year Door when you stack on an HP plus badge is it increases your max, but it does not increase your current. And when you take it off, it decreases your max, and it might decrease your current if your current was close to maximum. I'm gonna let it bump up your... Should I let it bump up your HP? I mean, having the function having the function in a single place here means that if I decide to change it, I can. For now, we will adjust accordingly. No, let's leave current as is. Max plus equals value. And if And then just clamp current to max. All right, so in our module directory, player HP, adjust max by, how much HP is this? Okay, this is an interesting one. And the reason is, it's in Thousand Year Door, it's exactly equivalent to a level up value. So at a level up, you can choose to get either 5 HP added to your max, or you can choose to get 3 badge points. 3 badge points is exactly how much it takes to get to wear the HP plus badge, which grants you an extra 5. So it's like the badge almost acts as like versatility. So my question then is, how does Bug Fables handle this? I remember their HP plus badge is much lower. Let's see. Here we go. HP plus takes 2 metal points, and it increases an ally's HP by 2. Now, when you level up, what does that do? Let's see here. Bug Fables level up. Level up choices. I don't know how much health you actually get. Oh, here we go. Exploration points for level up, maybe. No. Rank. That's why I couldn't find it from that. It's rank up. Maybe not. Nope. Okay, then I don't know. Through the jet stream. Let's see here. Because one of the weird things on an HP level up is that it's like, does everyone individually get 1 HP? Because that feels like that's the right amount. In which case, adding 2 to a single bug is not the same value. Well, no, it's still, it's 1, 2/3. Yeah, you can get 3 total HP at a level up, or 1-to-1 badge. Okay. So it's 1-to-1. It's a level up's worth of HP scaled to the amount of badge points, or metal points, or module points. Classic 8-Ball. Welcome in, Moth. So temporarily, let's just say you get... All right, we're not even going to worry about it. 3. You get 3, and also we're shaping it like this as a little L piece. You get 3. It's called Reinforced Frame, and that's it. Now we need to actually run the on equip, and we have to have on unequip. But only if you actually have that function. I should really go with comma prefixing instead, because once you get these functions in here, it gets ugly. Oh, cool, we can't do that. Because unindent doesn't match. Cool. So I gotta do this. All right, fine. I do not like indent-based languages. It doesn't jive with me. Maybe I'm just stuck in my ways. All right, so when you equip a module, we're gonna grab the module from the directory. And if mod has method on equip, then call that method. And similarly, when you take the badge off, run the on unequip function. All right. Oh, and also don't start with any active. All right, so here's what happens. We go into battle. We have 10 HP for the player. Good. We equip our HP plus badge, and we fail. Not as expression in base dictionary. Oh, it doesn't have method. It doesn't have method. It's a callable. We have to call it. Okay. Everything got goofier. Okay, there we go. All right, again, we go into a fight. We have 10 of 10 HP. We run away. We equip our badge. We'll equip 2 of them. And we will enter into combat with this snail. We now have 10 of 16 HP. We have officially equipped our first badge. However many months in. Oh, it's not pretty or anything. And it doesn't save it either. Don't worry about that. It would be nice if it saved it. How do we get that to save then? Look at all these dancing fools. Okay. Pause menu initialization is based on game manager stats modules, game manager stats module list mod active, which the object is set to true when we place it, right? We're not doing a shallow copy or anything. Active false. Is active. Oh, weak typing strikes again. I want active, not is active. Okay. There it is. Now it's still in there. 10 of 16. Run away. It's still there. All right, good. I'm leaving a lot of this stuff for later. How long have I been coding? Tonight, 2 hours. This project, about a month or so. In total, professionally, 10 years. Total of all time. Uh, 24 years, technically, if you want to count basic on the TI 83 Plus graphing calculator, which I do count. It was not taught in a formal way, but it was something to learn on. Aw, thank you, Moth. Let's see, how long has this project been going here? This one project, a little over a month. A little over a month. We started drawing frogs July 12th. Yeah, we didn't have any art. What did we even do for the first bit of coding? Secret cat. Aww. Professional nerd. It's true. I get paid to be a nerd. It's pretty nice. Oh, it doesn't like that. Invalid get index. Well, I'm specifically asking if it exists. Do I need to do like... No. Godot, check if property exists. In. Okay, that's one way. That looks a little ugly, but we'll take it. There we go. At some point, we're going to pretty up these a little bit, but not for a long time. Not until we're pretty sure that this is the system we're going to go for. Tall. Moo. It's a good guess. Gosh, Nintendo sure does love using alliterative, you know, A thing. Or even B. Toad roadway. They would. But you know, let he who is without cheesy naming scheme. We're totally gonna put a something valley or something in this game. It is 100% gonna happen. Like Caro in Mario RPG, beautiful, so good. Clockwork Valley, no. It'd be something along the lines of TikTok Valley or I don't know, something. Click Clock Woods. Super Mario Pro Skater. All right. This is cool. This works. We need to move. We need to figure out move management. And this one's going to be a little bit different because battle menu right now is just one big list of all your attacks. So Paper Mario games have a category for jump attacks and a category for hammer attacks, and then items and tactics and everything else. Bug Fables does not do it. It has one option for just normal attack, and then a whole list of everything that uses points. I don't know how we're gonna divvy our stuff up. It probably will make sense to have multiple categories, but I don't know if everything's gonna come down to, you know, hit with gear, hit with spring from a distance. We will see. A little suspy there. For now, this entire engine is entirely built on for nows. Oh, Pegasus boots. What a good item. Early Zeldas did a great job with a lot of the items because every item that you got, well, not every item, a lot of items that you got were a combination of you can somehow use this against enemies, you can somehow use this to reach new areas, and then the top tier items were you will occasionally just use this because it's useful to get around with. And it's just fun to use. Hookshot, top tier Link to the Past item. Fits all three categories. It's good. Earthbound. Okay. It's a real cat filler. Bug net. You know what? I kind of like the bug net in Link to the Past. It felt... Link to the Past hit that perfect spot as I was growing up. I didn't play it right when it released. I was a little bit older, but it hit that perfect spot of like this bit of mystery and exploration, of just like exploring this world and trying to keep it all in my head, which I can't get that same feeling again from that game. Maybe not any game in the same way, because I'm just not the same person that I was then. The way that I take in information and file it away is very different than when I was a kid and just like, oh, I remember that place. I've been to that building before. It's like, that's not exciting. That's the library again. Yeah, of course you've been there before. Yeah, there's a book up there. How are you gonna get that book? I don't know. Figure it out. Dumb kid. What was I saying? We can get rid of this print call now. For some reason, when I was growing up, I was convinced you needed the magic cape to get the book on top of the bookshelf, and I don't know how I got to that conclusion. I think it was something about, oh, in Mario you use the cape to fly, therefore you need the cape to get the book down. It's like, sure, protest guessing. Oh, that owl. Okay. In the menu, when you grab your list of attacks. Here we go. We get the list of moves. Now here's an interesting point. We pull this from your unit type moves. So one possible way to manage this. No. I was about to say, what if we edit the unit type move list? Like, here is where we have the list of moves that Dabble has. What if when you equip a move badge, we just add that move to the list? And that would be cool, but there's a weird cool system in a lot of the Mario-based paper-likes, wherein when you equip a badge that grants you a new move, if you equip multiples of that badge, you can have a stronger version of that move that costs more. Very doubtful. So rather than edit this, yeah, let's actually have this built in here somehow, where when we're grabbing a move, don't know how we're gonna do this. Let's just have a placeholder function for now. Get module moves. Are there gonna be any cases where modules will grant partners new moves? I don't think so. I could see different little strategy abilities being added to partners, but for now, let's just assume all we're gonna get is this, which is just a list of things. To do that, create a return array. We're going to return the return array. We are going to grab all the modules that are currently equipped. For module in game manager .stats .modules.list if module .active and if move in, oh wait, this is module name, right? No. Module dot name. Module type is module directory, which we don't have access to yet. We gotta pull that one in as well. It's getting crowded in here. Module directory dot module dot name. If that type contains if move in mod type, ret dot append mod type dot move. There it is. All right, let's pick a move and make it based on a badge. Battle moves. Let's give Dabble the ability to do the oink boink. And the way to do that is have a move equals that. Description is going to be its own little thing. Hitmonchan, Charizard, the usuals. All right, and let's get rid of this extra one we have. Okay, here we go. Nope, never mind. I just realized that I haven't actually wired anything up. I just created the function and did nothing else. Var moves equals that. Moves dot append array unit moves. And if unit type equals Dabble, then append the module-based moves. Does that sound right to everybody? Nope, it's not Dabble. It's actually in-memory directory.dabble. Majora's Mask. Divisive. All right, we have two moves. Run away. Hello, GQ. All right, we're putting on modules. Put on the HP plus and put on a new move. Fight. All right, here we go. Fingers crossed. We got it. We have a new move. Oink boink. Hit him with the oink boink. Don't hit him with the oink boink. There's no such thing as index 2. Because... Yep, because we are doing it right here. We need to be doing it here. There we go. Bomberman. Bomberman. Hit him with the oink boink. Boing. It does no damage because the pig attack, it's 1 damage. And that snail has defense, so yeah. The blocked slot. Let's see here. Do you mean like this empty one right here in the middle? That is just to test that we can do weird non-square shapes. The plan is to, I don't know. You're going to start with, I think, a very, very small grid. Maybe like 2x2 or something. Maybe even just a line of 3. And then as you level up, you will get the option of getting more health, more energy, which is what you use to use more powerful attacks, and the option to increase the number of slots you have for modules, which will increase them by probably 3 per level. That's the going rate I've seen in just about every paper RPG game. I don't know if there's a great name. It's a weird subgenre. It's like it's not just an RPG, not just a, Western RPG is like its own subgenre for some reason. Just I guess just to filter out Final Fantasies from Earthbounds. There's the Moon Ring. But then it's more specific than that. It's a very special subset that consists of like not many games. Like the only well-known games I can think of are the first 2 Paper Marios. And I would say Bug Fables is probably the most successful indie paper RPG. GQ doesn't know about the secret cat. But yeah, the only real thing that I think makes this, I'm going to call it a micro genre. The thing that you really need for this micro genre is very small damage numbers in turn-based combat. Equipable things. That's a big part of it, but I wouldn't say it's required. Flat art. Flat art is not at all relevant to the gameplay, but I think it's weirdly important because it signals to the audience who's interested in this what kind of game it is. It's like when you see the flat sprites, you're like, I know what kind of game that is. You know what? There was one really good-looking paper RPG a while back. What was it called? It had some weird problems when it was released, like some publisher issues. Outbound Ghost? Is that correct? I'm seeing that in some of these search terms. Outbound Ghost. Yeah, that's the one. Hang on, let me pull this up over here. Yeah, look at this. Mixed reviews. Like, you see what I mean? Like the flat art in a world, fun little characters. Flat. Turn-based combat with action commands. Now this one, I never played it, but I heard it had almost a sort of Pokemon thing going on with it, of like gaining partners, but like as like, oh, that's a lot of combatants at once. So I don't think I would have liked it quite as much with as different as it is. But it had some really major issues right when it was about to release. Some big arguments with the publisher. Yeah, big controversy with the devs and publishers, and so it didn't go great. Also, a lot of people saying that the story kind of abruptly ends and gets wrapped up very abruptly. That is something I need to consider, is I need to go out of my way to, at some point, look at major criticisms of paper RPGs out there and see if there's anything that I think that, like, I can fix it. I can fix the genre. Like, I have a fairly clear idea of my vision for the game, but too flat, just too flat. But a lot of it is not, I'm not strongly married to a lot of the concepts. Some of the core concepts I'm like, yes, we need to have this. Some of the concepts I'm like, we probably need this because that's just what you do in this genre, even though I might not like it a lot. For instance, cooking minigame. Using AI to summarize them. Ew. Okay. Let's crack open the Nintendo Power. We're in a new one. We're in a new edition, guys. Last time we wrapped up volume 79. We're gonna end stream on this. Let's get the big camera out. There we go. So I don't have any issues in between volume 79 and volume 92. That is over a year apart. Notably, 79 is all about Donkey Kong Country 2, and in addition to Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, this also has a feature on Donkey Kong Country 3. Just a year apart. So let's take a look at our cover here. So we got Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, 12 pages of Rebel strategies. N64 Super Score for NBA Hang Time and Cruisin' USA. Mario Kart 64 6-page test drive. It's not even out yet at this point. This is January. I don't even remember what year. Oh my goodness. Heck yes. What a great time here. A 6-page preview of Mario Kart 64. Bring back Dash Rendar. Cruisin' USA. That was a fun racing game. Was it even a racing game or just a driving game? I don't know. Oh, all right. Player's Pulse. Always a fun part of the magazine. Is let's really get in here. Oh, that's adorable. Text. Oh, look at this Chrono Trigger fan art here. Come on, focus. What's this Peach render here? Wait, what's going on with that? That might be colored pencils. I cannot tell. Not 100% sure. All right, let's see if I can get it to focus again. It focused all right up here. Come on. I will never do the focus. I want you guys to see the Chrono Trigger art, but It's just not meant to be. It's not that good, actually, but still. Breath of Fire 2. Oh, look. Oh, lovely little Tetris attack art down here on, there we go. Yeah. Oh, see, now it's doing it. Now it's doing it. There we go. That's gorgeous. People put so much time into it. I love it. Let's see here. What are the player pulse letters here? Oh no. Is the 64 disk drive doomed? We thought the 64 disk drive would be shown in Japan. If Nintendo had no faith in the cartridge format and was planning to go to discs for games, they should have brought it out as a cartridge-based system to begin with. Oh, they never should have brought it out as a cartridge-based system to begin with. Boy, this guy's got thoughts via the internet. Whoa, hold your horses, David. Your concerns seem a bit premature, since it will be some time before the 64 disk drive is released here in the US. Oh, see, now I'm out of focus. Does that mean I can just show everything up close forever? That'd be great. Let's see here. This guy hates seeing comics. Oh, this guy from Washington is wondering, what is the princess's full name? As far as I know, her name is Princess Toadstool, and I've been calling her that for as long as I can remember. But recent events, Super Mario 64. I'm just a blurry mess now. Just gonna be blurry forever. Nope, I can't convince it to change one way or the other. Then I remember back in Super Mario Land where she was called Daisy. She was Daisy in the Super Mario Brothers movie, which in my opinion was as far from the original storyline as possible and seems so unlike Mr. Miyamoto's original world. So what's the story? What's her full name? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. Is Peach just a nickname? Blah, blah, blah. Was it Miyamoto's idea to call her Peach? It would help to know, since I'm writing a fanfic about the princess's background. I'll bet you are. Obviously, there have been several different damsels in distress in the various Mario games. Pauline was the original in the Donkey Kong arcade game. Princess Toadstool first appeared in the US version of Super Mario Bros., but her Japanese name has always been Princess Peach. To help create a more universal identity, we decided to start calling her Peach here in the US too. Oh, and Princess Daisy from the Game Boy Land series is another princess altogether. There you go. Hope that helps with your fanfic. Let's see here. Power charts. Game testers. All right, let's check the charts while we wrap up here. All right, top of the charts, obviously, for this month. Top of the chart for a long time, Mario 64. Wave Race in the number 2 slot, and Star Wars Shadows of the Empire in number 3. Here's the rankings here. Mario 64 has been at the top of the charts for the last 4 months running, because, you know, it's just going to be sitting there for a long time. Mario Kart jumping onto the slots this month because it's brand new. Pilot Wings has been on the chart 4 times. It wasn't on the top 10 last month, though. I wonder what happened there. GoldenEye, brand new. Oh, man. I specifically remember one of these upcoming issues has, like, the yearly reward, like, or award show for, like, the best of the year. And GoldenEye just swept. It was getting best of every category that it could. They even quipped, if we stuck James Bond in a go-kart, he would have taken that category too. All right, next up, we've got the Super Nintendo charts. Top is DKC3, Link to the Past in slot 2, and Mario RPG, there it is, let's go, baby! In the third slot. Coming up behind, oh my gosh, 59 months in the top 10. 59 months in the top 10. Link to the Past was one of the top 10 SNES games for 6 years at this point. Tetris Attack, Chrono Trigger. I guess Super Nintendo's just been around a lot longer by the time that this came out. Ken Griffey Jr.'s Winning Run. Perfect. Let's see here. Game Boy. Link's Awakening, naturally. Look at that like. Looking like a cake. Donkey Kong Land 2. Aww. And Metroid 2, Return of Samus. Tetris. Just Tetris. Just plain old Tetris. Then we got an article about Star Wars Shadow of the Empire. There's no maps. There's no cool maps here to show off. Well, there's something going on. Here, this is like the closest thing to a map I'm seeing in this bit. Ooh, this page is ripped. Just be careful there. Let's see. Shoshinkai N64 Show and Tell. March 97, Turok is coming. Let's see here. Latest things from the show. They're showing off a little bit of Yoshi's Island 64. Just to verify I'm not making that up. They're calling it Yoshi's Island 64 here. Because we're just assuming. Oh my gosh. Guys, look at this. We're in a pre-Zelda world right here. We're in a pre-Zelda world in this issue. Star Fox 64, Kirby's Air Ride. Oh no! Oh no! This is so sad. Earthbound 64. Zelda 64 was Ocarina of Time. Earthbound 64. No, it could have been. I remember one of these issues shows a screenshot of the Runaway 5.
Episode of Outquest this Sunday. This week, the gang returns to the ski resort where they meet a new character named Steve Urkel who uses his transformation chamber to turn into Bruce Lee.
Perfect. I could have been a contender. There's another Zelda 64 screenshot. We got 99 of something in the inventory. And also, Bomberman! There he is, there's Bomberman 64. Wild Choppers, Sumo 64, Goemon, Go-Go Troublemakers. Guys, it's Go-Go Troublemakers. Hang on. This one's important. Where did I see it? You know what that is, right? There. Hang on. It's gonna focus. It's not gonna focus. Yeah, Mischief Makers. That was the original title, or working title. All right, that's all we're gonna look at tonight. I gotta get out of here. We have had a productive stream. We technically have the badge system working. Oh, it's good. It's good. Where am I gonna send you guys? pawn you guys off on Mushu playing Valorant. Send you to bed. Mischief makers, go troublemakers. How silly is that? How silly is that? That's great though. I love it. We had a, you know what? Productive day. The whole grid system is now working. It's functional. You can unequip. We'll need to make some better hotkeys for that, but it's something, and it's actually working. You can actually equip them, and then now they're available. We've got a system set up where they can do a thing, like just any code when you turn them on or off, or they can just unlock a move. So good. So good. I love it. I love building systems. It's good. Next time, which is probably going to be Friday, maybe we'll start working on the coin flip system for status resistance. There's a lot to do there. Everyone, have a wonderful night. Thank you again for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.